Alright, so I think I figured out what to do. I just need to get a stream running. I can't do a recording. I can't do anything. It might just be the serial heat that's getting in the way. As there's a drive to deep left field. That one's going to go off the wall. And this bad start for the Pios is going to continue. The throw in from Olsovsky. They're going to get the runner out. So the damage will be limited on that RBI double from Pike. And that will end the inning as Duffy is caught out trying to make it home. But 3-run score on 4 hits. No errors for the Pios. 1 runner left the board. Pios currently lead, or trail, 3-0. We'll get things set up later, but for some reason, this stream is just not working. It is very choppy. It is just something wrong with the application. We'll be back after this.
Owned and operated since 1905. At the Hilliard Corporation, we've proven ourselves time and time again as the leading industrial manufacturer in the Elmira and Southern Tier region. We make the products you need with the quality you and your business deserve. Industrial clutches and brakes, drivetrain products, filtration equipment, engine starters, braking systems. We engineer, manufacture, and distribute them. All of the products we manufacture are designed right here, so we truly know the products we provide for you, inside and out. On top of being an industrial manufacturer, at the Hilliard Corporation we also serve as a weld shop and machine shop. We specialize in creating custom parts and pieces to fit particular and uncommon applications. The secondary location is the home of the drivetrain division, where products for Polaris and other vehicle manufacturers are made. This is a high-volume, celled manufacturing plant that produces thousands of parts daily. Over time, Hilliard's product line has diversified, but our company has stayed true to our Elmira roots. Today, Hilliard maintains its original location while continually expanding its motion control and filtration product lines in the Elmira area. Hilliard designs and manufactures for companies around the globe, occupying more than 500,000 square feet and employing about 500 people. Taking pride in serving the Elmira community for over a century, the Hilliard Corporation.
Yeah, you know what? I've got a very big speculation. It is the heat that is ruining absolutely everything tonight. There is nothing I can do about it. So we're just going to have to go radio for now. I'll figure out something to do here, but there is literally no way this camera will work. I'm going to need to put it in water or something to cool it down. This is absolutely horrific because it is hot up here, and they don't have a AC up here. So I'm going to see maybe if cooling down this camera will help. I'll just tell you what happens, however, as the stream goes, because at the very least, audio quality, I think, should work. Max Mandler is going to lead off for the Pioneers. Mandler's going to send one deep right field. Won't get behind Duffy. 1 away. Currently a 3-0 Newark lead. And I think just with this heat right now, it is just impossible to have a camera on for the stream. That'll bring up Joel Olsovsky, who's batting second. Yeah, it's definitely something with the heat for the GoPro. The other one's grounded to third. The throw is on target. 2 away. And we'll get you actual stats and everything for everyone once you know the stream actually can work. Very disastrous stream to come back. I apologize. Trying to do anything I can to cool down the camera. I might have to take it out and bring it to a fridge over in the inning period. Actually, might just do that right now. Anyway, here's Bobby Marsh. He's now going to take a chance here against Pike, who takes the mound. Marsh is hitting over 300 this season now, for the first time. He's now ahead 2-0 in the count. Yeah, for now, it looks like this is just going to have to be a radio stream. I do apologize. That one's going to be lined and caught by Pike to end the inning. That's not the first time we've seen Marsh do that this year. It's happened to him before. The Pios go down in order, 1, 2, 3. Here's a word from our sponsor, and more Pios baseball with this unfortunate radio format right after this.
When you're on the go, your bank should go with you. You need to change the way you money. With Chemung Canal Trust Company, you can take control of your money your way. Whether you're multitasking from your home office, killing time at your kids' soccer practice, or jet-setting around the globe, now you can manage your money right from the palm of your hand. Change the way you money with Chemung Canal Trust Company. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
So we're ready to go here in the top of the second. And as you can guess, heat has been a huge issue. You know, technology just doesn't work the way it wants to when mass temperatures are involved. Even though it is only about 90 degrees up here in the booth, you have to keep in mind that this equipment was sitting out here for well over 2 hours before the game in this relatively hot heat, and it's only started to cool down now. Leading off this inning and flying out to right field is Wood, one away. So it was a tough inning for the Pios last time, as Xander Birch had let up a small chain of hits at the end of the inning. And it was those hits that gave Newark a 3-0 lead. That's going to bring up Boatman now for his first at bat. And as I'm getting things reset, I will get you their stats very shortly. Again, with this hardware, it's pretty much been impossible to even run Google Chrome alongside OBS because it does absolutely destroy the frame rate in computer, and just everything's not been working well. Neither has the start of this at bat. The first 2 pitches from Xander Birch taken for 2 balls in a row. This time we'll find it. It's 2-1 count now. Tomorrow night, the Pios face the Tarp Skunks. There might be a stream for that. I'll keep you posted about it. Still recovering If I'm not 100%, I won't be in Jamestown, but you can definitely expect me in Batavia the next night. This one sent deep left field as Bobby Marsh makes the catch, 2 away. That'll bring a given. Now here in the top of the second inning. Birch had 4 relief appearances, and this is his first start of the season. Hasn't gone perfectly yet, but still time to recover. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And I will say, at the very least, for Birch, he's only given up that 1 free base, that hit by pitch, to Menser earlier on. 3-0 here now to Given. Three and 1. The 3-0 pitch was an obvious take. Swing and miss. 2 strikes, 2 away here. And ball 4. So Given works along at bat, and will ultimately get on base to keep this inning alive. Menzel back up. He's hitting .355 this season with a .917 OPS. Kobe Menser. He's got a lefty-lefty matchup here. That one a bit inside. Ball 1 as Menser has to back away from the plate after it misses. He was hit by a pitch, stole second, and would later advance on an RBI double with 2 away to get home. Swing and a miss. The count now 1-1 for Menser. That one, a little bit inside. It broke, but could have potentially hit into Menser, who is crowded a little close to the plate. 2-1 count here for one of the stronger contact hitters for the Newark Pilots. And now it's a 2-2 count. 2 strikes here with 2 away. That one's going to be grounded over to second. Blake makes the throw to Marsh, and that'll end the inning. 1 runner stranded on no hits and no errors. Still a 3-0 ball game. More Pios baseball will be back after this in the bottom of the second. Due up will be Wayman, Cooper Smith, and Gil Murad.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health, counted on us to heal you, support you, encourage you, get you back on your feet. And for more than a century, Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do. Because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Looking forward while embracing our legacy. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients. Focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. At Arnett, we're nurses, doctors, and teams of other caregivers inspired by healing. We know your physical, emotional, and spiritual health are each part of the whole of you. To continue a tradition of medicine driven by compassion, teaching, and healing. That's why we're here. It's who we are. It's what we do.
I just wanted to quickly interrupt this ad break and mention that the issue with the stream, I believe, is just overheating of the equipment here in this really hot day. Up here in the booth, it's hard to tell, but there is no AC, there is no way to cool down. It feels potentially over 100 degrees in here, and the camera and computer being exposed to it, I think, has ultimately overheated them and forced their computers to run in overdrive, causing that bad quality. Anyway, now we're back. For the bottom of the second, again, I'm still trying to figure out everything with the overheating, so graphics will be slow to update as Frank Wayman, who currently leads the Pioneers with a 330 average, leads off the bottom of the second. The Pios definitely wanted to improve at this at-bat, as he's now ahead 2-0 in the count, because it would be the start to overcoming this 3-run deficit here against Newark. He's now ahead 3-0. That was an obvious take. And count will go 3-1. And again, we'll hopefully get the video back up later, but for now it is just the camera. And now the team's hitting leader in pretty much every category, except for walks, finds himself in a full count. Wayman's got a 330 average. That leads the team at 23 RBIs. That leads the team by 7. Second in walks with 20. And he also leads at a 926 OPS. Wayman gets under this one. Werner tracking it in right field. 1 away. Just got a little too much under at that time. And that's going to now bring up Cooper Smith. Cooper Smith, one of the better contact hitters with the Pios. He enters the game with a 281 average. Only 2 doubles out of his 27 hits, though. However, he's also good at getting on base. 24 free bases, 16 strikeouts, which is a positive ratio. Ball 1, just outside. Sebastian Pike has a 4.70 ERA this season. He's also making his first start tonight alongside Xander Birch. That one called the ball inside. And the count will now go 2-0 in Cooper Smith's favor with 1 away. So during the third inning break, we're going to see what we can do with the camera. But for now, Cooper Smith will see what he can do as he faces off against Pike. 2-1 here with 1 away. Three and 1. Four strikeouts to 2 walks is Pike's ratio this season. And that ratio will stay the same as Cooper Smith gets under this one. Runner makes the catch for the second out. That'll bring up Gil Murad, who's quietly become one of the stronger hitters for the Pios this season. He's currently hitting .250 alongside a .380 on-base percentage and .286 slugging percentage, giving him a .666 OPS. Two away now for Murad. First pitch taken for ball 1. Rod now ahead 2-0 in the count. The Ithaca catcher. 5'10", 170 pounds. Not the biggest frame, but he can find some big barrels. He's driven a few deep balls. No home runs, but a couple plays that have gotten to the wall. Earlier this season, we had one deep to left field, and just off the signs out there. 3-1 after he takes the 3-0 pitch. Things I think will eventually cool down in Elmira, but for now, it is still 89 degrees, as this one's going to be sent to the outfield. Tracking for the catch is Mentzer, and that'll end the inning. The Pios once again go down in order, and they still have a pretty tall ladder to climb. 3 runs here. This would be a terrible loss in their playoff hunt, as they are multiple games ahead of Newark in the table. More Pioneer baseball right after this. Top of the 3rd inning coming up next.
What if white wine was not made for poultry, but for friendship? What if red wine set aside the steak and made room for love? What if we've been drinking wine wrong all along, and instead wine was to be shared as a human experience with love, integrity, and hope? Hi, my name is Greg Taylor. I'm the vineyard manager and property manager of Bully Hill Vineyards, and I'm a 4th generation winemaker and 5th generation grape grower of my family. So it all started with my great-great-grandfather George and his son Walter Taylor Sr. They came up to this region for the promise of a better life due to the rising wine industry on Keuka Lake. Walter Taylor was the one who first started the Taylor Wine Company. The Taylor Wine Company was one of the largest wineries in the United States. My great-grandfather had passed away, and my grandfather Grayton and his 2 brothers Fred and Clarence took over the company at its peak, producing around 40 million gallons of wine a year. Grayton had a son, Walter, who was my father, and he started Bully Hill Vineyards in 1967. My father had a vision for the Finger Lakes wine industry. When Bully Hill was started, only 5 producers existed, and now there's over 300. And he firmly believed that you have to have a certain level of integrity and honesty with the people around you and yourself. And these are kind of the staples of what our business is. Bully Hill was built on the back of French-American hybrid vines. These varietals were developed in France in the 19th century, and they were brought over by my grandfather in the 1950s. And here at Bully Hill, we started the experimental farm from where these hybrid...
So, great news. I was able to cool down that camera, and now we are actually able to have a video feed. As the first pitch of the 3rd inning is taken to center field, Zack Odom will make the play 1 away. So tough at bat for TJ Werner as he falls to 0 for 2 tonight. Yeah, I thought it was going to be good for a second, but not quite. As this one's going to be sent for a base hit down the left field line. Great. It looked good for a minute, but the camera still not good enough. Some reason it's just acting very weird, as now with 1 away here in the top of the 3rd, there's a runner on first. That one outside, it's ball 1 to Espinal here. Fouled away. Espinal this season, hitting for .341 as his average, an .813 on base percentage, and he also got his 8th RBI in the previous at bat. He gave Newark the lead with an RBI double. Count now 1-2 for Espinal. Again, do apologize. Heat issues still remain. Some technical problems and everything going wrong. Swing and a miss, and that'll be the first strikeout for Birch tonight. That's an important out to get, and we'll now get 2 outs with this situation, a runner on first. As that brings up Ty Morgan. Throw to first from Barabee, not in time. First pitch was taken, 0-1. Morgan had an RBI single earlier in the game. He's got a runner on the base path. It's now outside, ball 1. So once again, we're have to be back to radio only. 2-1 as that pitch goes outside. Three one here to Ty Morgan. And that time, it's taken just up high for ball 4. That'll put a second runner aboard with 2 away. See some activity over in the Pios bullpen. Anthony Keefe getting some stretching in and warming up. Duffy at the plate. He's hitting .217 this season. That one broke nicely in the zone, strike 1. Duffy was leaning back, but just a lot of break on that pitch from Xander Birch. Birch had entered this game through his relief stints with an 8.22 ERA. Unfortunately for Birch, I have a feeling that number won't be helped after the unfortunate first inning he had. It's a 3-0 game, but that's only because a couple hits brought some runs home in the first. He had been lights out in the second and has gotten to 2/3 of the third inning without another run. And now he's down to his last strike of the inning after that one is waved on and missed. So can Birch, nephew of former Pioneer coach Mad Birch, get out of this jam. Just inside. Well, it was a close one, but it didn't look like it broke enough. I think a couple jeers here at Dunfield. Pretty sizable fan tangent out here again tonight. Braving a bit of the heat. It's cooled down, I think, starting now. Not as bright out. And, of course, as the night goes, it will definitely cool down a bit more. But there's a swing and a miss, and that'll end the inning. 2 strikeouts from Birch. 1 hit allowed. 2 runners left the board. Successful inning for the Pios. Now they just need to get the offense going as they still trail 3-0.
With Chemung Canal's mobile banking services, you can get back to doing what you love most faster. At Chemung Canal, you chart your course and we'll help you get there. Chemung Canal Trust Company, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Pios fans, remember, a game at Dunfield is a perfect outing for families and groups and more. From picnics, birthdays, Pios Field, or the Pios here at Dunfield can be the perfect place to celebrate. Make sure you call those numbers and get yourself some tickets and come to the future Pios games today. The Pios do have a small road stretch coming up. They'll be back at Dunfield soon, and you won't want to miss the playoff push as things get exciting as this regular season comes to an end. Start of next inning, we'll let you know the current standings for the Pios. More Pio baseball after this. Aiden Blake leads the bottom of the third inning off for your Elmira Pioneers. Pios have yet to get a base runner tonight. Sebastian Pike has had a great start on the mound, as that one's going to be taken inside for ball one. Still trying to get everything fixed when it comes to the stream. And do ask you bear with us. Aiden Blake has sent that one to the outfield. It's going to get down for the first Pios base hit. And he will get into second with a standing double. That's the type of spark the Pios offense is looking for. And that will bring up Zack Odom. Odom this season is hitting .238. And even though he's doing pretty well at the plate, hovering around team average, his bigger contributions are in the outfield, as he's a very active defensive outfielder with the Pioneers, playing at center, placing the injured Alex Lucini, who had a wrist injury earlier. That was a close foul ball to the booth. I had to duck out of the way for a second. Instead, it's just going to be a Roos souvenir, 0-1. So Odom's got a man in scoring position. He'd love to bring him home and get the Pioneers back in this game. Birch has been locking in and doing well the previous few innings. That one called strike two on that inside corner. I think especially when there's a good breaking ball like that, the umpires giving pitchers a little benefit of the doubt. That one's high for Odom. The count now 1-2. That one's going to be grounded over to second. That'll be the first out of the inning. So it works essentially as a sacrifice. Aiden Blake at third. One away now, as that brings up Logan Scheider. The two-way hitter for the Pios. He carries a .330 on-base percentage, despite hitting slightly under the Mendoza line with a .185 average. He's also had a couple outings on the mound, mainly as a inning eater in tough situations. Very low leverage starts he's had, but he can play in those spots. He's also got a good defensive range and arm over at third base. This one taken right down the middle for strike one. Tom South Corning Collision, this inning sponsor. With all the issues and having to manage, probably won't be able to give a full reading of our sponsors, but if you do support the Pioneers, thank you for helping make this season possible. 1-1 now. Low 2-1. That one's going to be grounded and hits off the third baseman. Wood won't be able to make the throw back in time. Scheider with an RBI. The question is, will that be judged as an error or hit? It's judged as a hit. That's an RBI single for Scheider. Pioneers now make it a 3-1 game. That'll put Scheider on first with one away. Brings up Lucas Barabee, the bottom of the order. Swings and misses that time for strike one. Barabee's got a man on first, and Scheider. Scheider actually hasn't had a stolen base attempt this year, as the count's now 1-1. So I wonder if he's going to get active for the first time. Pios this year, 90 stolen bases to 12 times being caught stealing. So pretty solid stealing attempt for them. That one's popped up. Doyle calls for it. 2 away. So with that pop out from Barabee, that's going to bring up Max Mandler. The golfing extraordinaire, the man who can play pretty much every position out on the field, is currently hitting .300 this season, entering the game. And he also carries a .452 on-base percentage, which puts him third on the team. Well, he has 17 walks to 6 hit by pitches this year. And as of late, he's really gotten better at hitting. The throw really goes wide from Given. However, Morgan is able to track that in the outfield to prevent Scheider from getting to third. So that's a stolen base for Scheider and puts a man on second with 2 away. Mandler did go on that pitch, so the count is 0-1. Count 0-2 after that one was called a strike. Pios down to their last strike this inning. They'd like to keep this run going. High, ball 1. Good take from Mandler. Even though Mandler does have a couple strikeouts this season, second in the team with 8, or third in the team with 18. He's not the easiest batter to get swinging for an out. He does a great job of putting balls in play, and has found the BABIP block in recent games as this one's taken outside, ball 2. Given stays on top of it, so Scheider can't think about going to third. Just call time to think it over. That one gets away as well, so the count's going to be 3-2 for Mandler. Actually, it might have been fouled away. Runner also was going. It is 2-2 still. This one popped up. Everyone closing in. It looks like Doyle comes up with it. He does to end the inning. The Pios score 1 run on 2 hits. There was no errors. Only 1 runner left the board. Pios a third of the way there, but they still trail by 2 entering the top of the 4th inning. More Pios baseball coming up after this.
Hi, I'm Bill Mullaney, president of SUNY Corning Community College. I'm here today to let you know the classes and the quality of education that you've expected of us are ready to be delivered. Whether you're interested in transferring to a 4-year university or joining the workforce directly, Corning Community College has the program for you. We're here to provide the best possible education that we can, no matter what your aspirations. We hope that as you begin to weigh your options for the fall semester, you'll think first of Corning Community College. We're here for you, closer to home.
Keefe starts on the mound this inning for your Elmira Pioneers. That one's low, ball 1. Keefe has pitched in 2 outings this season for 6 innings in total. He enters the game with a .450 average, or ERA. Only an average of 143 for opposing hitters. Now the count is 1-1. 1-2 actually. Playing with a pretty hard pace of play to keep up with, as I gotta still micromanage everything. Tonight the heat thing that has been killing the camera and stuff has really just gotten in the way. And they're going to call that one strike 3 though, as it checked up. I think they're going to say it went around. Pike goes down with that swing to start the top of the 4th. And as I'm still getting set, I have to refrain from the audio. I do apologize. That's going to bring up Wood. Let me see if I can get the camera back up really quickly as the first pitch is taken for ball 1. Nope, I don't think I can. I would most likely have to reset OBS, and I'm not going to cancel this stream just to try to get something that may or may not work. It kind of sucks, but, or, actually, wait, do we try this? Well, anyway, the count is 3-0 here for Wood. 3-1 as he takes this. It's a very just clumsy setup. It's very hard to do this as a solo person. I apologize. This one fouled away as the count now goes full. Good job there from Keefe to battle right back. So with that, runner gets aboard with a walk. Wood's on base now, and yeah, I'm just not going to try to get a camera up here because I'd have to start a new stream. I'd have to do everything, and it's just way too complicated. Runner off first, that pitch taken, strike one. It's already so hard enough to work up here with the heat. I'm likely sweating more than the guys down at the field. As that one slips away from Olsovsky. It's a chopped grounder that's tipped off his glove. That's a single with one away. Runners on second and first now. Given's up now. He walked in his first at bat. That one gets on the ground. Barabee up on it, 1-0. Be right back as we continue this at bat. That one flared to right, and that'll be caught by Cooper Smith. 2 away. Wood advances to third as he tags up. Runners at the corners with 2 outs here. Two away now. Menster back up. Takes strike one. Fouled away. Pilots down to their last strike here in the top of the fourth. That one's going to be grounded over to Aiden Blake. Throw to Marsh is on time. That'll end the inning. And with that, Keefe gets out of a tough jam. 1 hit, no errors. 2 left stranded. Pioneers baseball will come right back after this for the bottom of the 4th inning.
For more than a century, you've counted on Arnett Health, counted on us to heal you, support you, encourage you, get you back on your feet. And for more than a century, Arnett has counted on you too. You're our community, our purpose, our passion. You're the reason we do what we do. Because giving our patients the best of ourselves is just who we are. Looking forward while embracing our legacy. Staying on the cutting edge while staying connected to our patients. Focusing on state-of-the-art procedures and the most effective care. At Arnett, we're nurses, doctors, and teams of other caregivers inspired by healing. We know your physical, emotional, and spiritual health are each part of the whole of you. To continue a tradition of medicine driven by compassion, teaching, and healing. That's why we're here. It's who we are. It's what we do.
Olsavsky, Marsh, and Wayman, the three due up for the Pios. It looked like there was a chance for Olsavsky to start the inning with a hit. Instead, it's just foul down that line. And I do apologize, of course, if you're tuning in. There's no stream video tonight because there was overheating from our camera. I put it in the fridge to cool it down, but fortunately, I'd have to reset the stream to try to get it back working. So, not going to go ahead and do that here. We're just going to keep going as scheduled. I've already had to shut down the stream, I think, 2 times tonight, and would rather just keep it going as it is right here. 1-1 for Olsavsky. That's outside 2-1. Tomorrow night in Jamestown, depending on how I'm feeling, or in Batavia, there will be video up and running there, as the overheating issues will be different, as those booths are generally not as hot as here in Elmira. Outside, 3-1 now to Olsavsky. Of course, Olsavsky, he's one of the stronger pitchers for the Pioneers, is a very elite closer. But Olsavsky also does well at the plate. He's got a .284 average and a .406 on-base percentage. That number is going to go up as he's drawn a walk. Bobby Marsh, he mentioned that this season he's had a better July after a somewhat weaker June. So far he's hitting .422 in 14 games this June. He's also had a .1093 OPS, that's second on the team behind Joel Olsavsky, who's also had a very electric July. The pickoff throw, and Olsavsky is back safe. So Olsavsky and Marsh doing really well here to start the month. Most Pios hitters doing better than they normally do as well. Surprisingly, an outlier, Frank Wayman, as this one is sent high. It won't be deep enough in left field, though. They both come together as it's Mentzer is able to get the ball. One away. That'll bring up Frank Wayman. Wayman, he's hitting .326 in July. And surprisingly enough, that's actually lower than the team average. Pike had read the stolen base attempt there with a little pitch out, but given can't get it in his glove, so Olsavsky steals second. Runner now in scoring position with one away. And that'll really suit the Pios, as they need that run to try to inch a little bit closer. So once again, another one just outside as the count's now 2-0 for Wayman. Wayman, 23 RBIs, leads the team, including in slugging. But surprisingly enough, he hasn't gotten a home run this season. There have been 2 Pios with home runs. That's Eric Charnetsky and Joe Muzio. The team as a whole, of course, those 2 home runs came in games I missed while out with COVID. Wayman, a home run here would be huge as it would equalize. Instead, Wayman's going to get on with 4 pitches. The Pios potentially able to benefit, as the Pilots might just be playing with the odds with someone like Cooper Smith rather than Wayman. We see some activity in the bullpen, and it looks like that will be the day for Pike, unless it is just a meeting. Actually, it is just a meeting, but very quick coach and pitchers conference out there, as I think he's just going to tell them how to game plan these next few batters. It's Cooper Smith and Gilmarad, 2 due up. Naturally, a double play would end the inning, and for someone who's more of an on-base guy and contact hitter, not working. So, conference over. Here's Cooper Smith. That one, ball one. I'm going to be honest, that looked like it was potentially in the zone and down the middle, but I think they're just judging it that it was a little high. Of course, Cooper Smith, he was at Seton Hill last year, but he's entered the transfer portal this time. Two and one. It's now 3-1 inside for Cooper Smith. Three-two now as he takes this one. Both runners go as that one's grounded up the hole. So Cooper Smith will get an RBI single there. Both short and third were not in position to get to that one. And the Pios are now within one with a runner on second and first. Huge play for the Pios. Pretty much the same situation. Now the Pios just one run away instead of two. And it's great news for the Pios now. Newark still leads, but the Pios now, right there. Here comes Gil Murad. By the way, Newark, they have 3 runs and 6 hits. Pios have 2 runs and 3 hits. And I will say as well for the Pios, they'll benefit when Pike gets off the mound because Newark has a weaker pitching staff than the Pios. And Pike, one of their more solid arms in total. The Pios could benefit off a more inconsistent reliever, especially as their bats have generally really picked up here in July. And especially as later games have been the Pios prerogative before. Prerogative, I meant. Gil Murad is going to pop out to center field there. That'll bring up Aiden Blake. 2 away. I think it felt a little breeze from outside, which is good, especially as things start to cool down. Maybe 30 or so minutes away from sunset. We are in the dead days of June, the middle of the summer, the hottest time of the year. And can Aiden Blake be hot? And this at bat. I'll say Aiden Blake's got definitely confidence from his teammates. After a Joe Muzio ejection from a previous game, Muzio had set up in the booth that he feels that Blake should see a lot more action with the team. Should be starting more often. And he will get the start tonight. Can he equalize the game for the Pios? That one popped backward. And the question is whether Given will be able to get it. No, he won't. Count now 0-2. Blake hitting exactly 200 this season. He's really been getting hits or having just some tough strikeouts. Only 5 free bases to 13 strikeouts is his ratio. He does not want that number to get a little worse here. He did get a double earlier and would later score in the previous at-bat in the 3rd inning. That one's up high, 1-2, good take. on that rising heater. Two and two. The 2-2. Sent on the ground, and that'll stay fair. This game will be tied. Will they be able to send Cooper Smith? They will. The Pios might just have taken the lead. Yes, they have. Aiden Blake sent it down the third base line. Cooper Smith came home. Frank Wayman came home. The Pios now lead 4-3 on a 2 RBI double. And I think that is the day. It is indeed the day for Pike. The Pios offense has come alive here in a huge way. And while the other pitcher warms up, we're going to see if we can get this camera back up. We'll be right back, but huge news for the Pios. They have taken the lead. But now just have a runner on second. We'll be right back. Just stay tuned, reload the page, there'll be a new stream up shortly.